The topic of today's video is Social Security Retirement Disability, SSDI, and SSI payments at the same time. Yes, it is possible to do so, and that is precisely what I want to make clear for you in this video. Let's get started into it and discuss the current state of affairs. As I mentioned a while ago, I want to start by talking about Social Security Retirement Disability, SSDI, and SSI benefits, and how some recipients may receive checks from a few of them, programs simultaneously, or to put it another way, receiving many checks each month from a few of these various programs. To be clear, not everyone is able to accomplish this, but some people are, and some of them are now doing so. Advantage of, which is precisely what I want to discuss and explain to you in this video because, although it seems quite enticing to some, I want to make sure you understand how it works, who can, and all the other data you need to know about this. With that stated, let's get started and go over every detail. But before we do, I would really like to ask you to do something very important, if you haven't already. As of right now, would you kindly make sure to hit the subscribe button directly below the video? It's completely free to do so. I'm available to you every day, keeping an eye on the news, conducting research, speaking out for you, responding to inquiries, and doing everything in my power to support you at this difficult time. I understand that most people are having financial difficulties at the moment, particularly those with low or fixed incomes. You've heard me discuss this topic and have seen all the reports that are available. Financially, most individuals are going through a difficult time right now. I'm here to help, as I have for years. If you don't believe me, go back and look at my track record. I have hundreds of satisfied customers. Many videos on the channel, and once more, I'm here for you every day with the most recent information. I'm also keeping an eye on everything that's being announced and going on right now. So once again, thank you very much for stopping by. If you would like to subscribe, please do so below. I sincerely appreciate you watching, and if you haven't already, please feel free to share the video with your friends on social media by using the share button below. Let's go over the specifics of this. So, yeah, I have mentioned. It has been said a few times that you can receive checks simultaneously from a few of these applications. However, in certain cases, it is possible to receive checks simultaneously from all of these programs. For certain recipients, it is possible to get benefits from both of these programs simultaneously. To be clear, it is not possible to receive Social Security disability and retirement benefits simultaneously. However, there are some circumstances in which this is possible. Examples. It's a one-way street, so while certain beneficiaries can get both Social Security Retirement and Supplemental Security Income, SSI, and Social Security Retirement, SSDI, at the same time, there are a lot of moving parts. Let me go over all the specifics. Thus, it is known as concurrent claims in technical parlance. That's what it means to receive two benefits simultaneously, such as SSI and retirement benefits from Social Security, or SSDI and SSSI at the same time. This is known as concurrent claims, and sure, there are many examples of individuals who are currently doing this, but it's usually only for those who receive a very modest benefit amount. I'll go into more detail about that in a moment, but first, allow me to clarify the circumstances behind this and the reason I said just that. Just a moment ago, the street was one way. Allow me to clarify. People have questioned me about whether they can acquire SSDI if they are currently getting SSI. The likelihood is that you won't be able to receive retirement benefits if you're currently receiving SSI. The response is possibly maybe. I'll go into more detail about that in a moment, but first, allow me to explain. This is similar to the one-way street concept. Today, let me clarify. If you receive retirement benefits today, is it possible for you to receive SSI? It may depend. Can receive SSDI again depends on a number of circumstances, including your benefit level and a few other variables. But your odds of receiving it in that scenario are significantly higher if you're already receiving it. Perhaps could. However, as I want to stress again, this is not for everyone. I don't want anyone to come back and say, "You said you can. You can get it automatically no matter what." No, that isn't the case for some people in some instances who get minimal advantages. Now let me go into more detail about this. As I mentioned a moment ago, This is similar to the one-way street analogy in that your chances of collecting SSI are significantly better if you receive retirement benefits or SSDI payments. You can't truly collect those other benefits if you're on SSI, but in some cases, if you're on SSI and have a work history, you can be required to start taking retirement benefits as early as age 62. Record and benefits to truly draw from, which is kind of why I mentioned earlier, maybe. Anyhow, there are a lot of different topics covered in this one video that I could really dedicate my own videos to discussing because it's a bit complicated topic, but this is basically what it comes down to. If you have limited income and resources, are over 65 or have a disability, and your retirement or SSDI payment is less than what you would receive from SSI, disability in the event that SSDI benefits apply to you, you might also be eligible for SSI. I know it's complicated, but nonetheless, as I record this video in 2024, the greatest amount you might receive the current SSI amount for an individual in 2024 is $943. That's the maximum for an individual in 2024. For a married pair, it is currently $1,415. Keep in mind, though, that amount will rise in 2025 due to inflation, so that's a very different story. Another item we can discuss later in a different video, but for now, let's just pretend that you're receiving a retirement benefit or an SSDI benefit of, say, $600, for example. Taking all of that into account, if your income is restricted and you receive a retirement or SSDI payment of, say, $600, you may also be eligible to receive SSI benefits. The amount you may receive from SSI would be $943 in this case. The short answer is that you wouldn't receive $943. Instead, you might receive a supplemental payment that would increase your benefits to the full SSI maximum. Now keep in mind that I stated in this scenario that if you're receiving a disability benefit or a retirement benefit from SSDI of, say, $600, your maximum in this case would be $343 per month, with a concurrent claim from SSI since the limit for an individual is $943. Why is that random number here? Let me do the arithmetic for you once more. The example illustrates a monthly benefit of $600 from SSDI or retirement. If you were to get a supplemental SSI benefit, you may make a concurrent claim to increase your benefit up to a maximum of $943, which would be the sum of your primary benefits $600 and your additional SSI benefit. B $343 to satisfy the possible maximum of $943 total. Does that make sense? If so, the concurrent claims would only increase your benefit up to the maximum, not higher than the SSI beneficiary maximum for that year, which is currently $943 per month in 2024. For SSI recipients, does that make some sense then? I understand that it might be really complicated at this point, and you may be wondering, well, what if my retirement benefit or SSDI is less than $943? In that case, my recommendation would be to this much calls Social Security. If this describes your circumstances, you should contact them so that an agent may review them. They will ask you a number of questions and gather as much information as they can. To be aware of what's happening, including your assets, income, and total amount of money in your bank account. Additionally, make sure you're just discussing this information with Social Security. Do not leave this information below in the space for comments. My point is that this is fairly important to know, but it's not my business. Therefore, I don't want to know that. Please don't leave that down below. You shouldn't be telling anyone else this information. Remember, only if your benefit is less than $943 and you are currently getting retirement or SSDI benefits, would it be worthwhile for you to give Social Security a call and speak with a representative to find out whether you are eligible to receive concurrent claims for SSI benefits? However, if you're presently receiving SSI, and I'll say this again, quickly, don't call Social Security if you're currently receiving SSI. There's no use in calling. In the event that your current SSI benefit is less than $943, there is the one-way street analogy that I use. That is, if you're receiving SSI and your benefit is below $943, don't phone them and ask, "Hey, can I get some SSDI?" If they say, "No, you can't," That's the point. Give Social Security a call. That's what I was saying earlier. That's not to say they won't help you. It's just that things don't work that way. However, if you are getting retirement or SSDI benefits, and those benefits fall below the 943, if you're looking for a monthly payment, it might be worthwhile for you to give Social Security a call, answer a few questions, and they can figure out whether you qualify for concurrent claims and whether that makes sense. I am aware that many of you in the community have already been the recipients of concurrent claims. I am aware that many people actually experience these benefits, and many people out there do so on a regular basis.